Well, hello there. Yes, I recreated my original intro because I'm just cool and I can. So, if you didn't know by my Instagram posts, I'm on holiday. So I'm in my room currently. I would do a room tour, but I really cannot be bothered to set up my phone again, so I'm not going to. We have a TV and a desk area. So, on my Instagram story post, I asked if anyone had any questions for me for my YouTube channel. So, I asked for personal trans questions, so transgender questions regarding me, my personal transition. So, I actually know all the questions already, but I decided to pick them out randomly, and I decided to copy one of the best YouTubers of all time. It's Harvey. So I actually didn't put my questions in a bin, I put them in my shoe. So technically I didn't copy Harvey, but check out Harvey Greenwood. It's Harvey. He makes okay videos, except they take about 100 years to come, so you're going to be waiting, basically. Subscribe to him anyway, but you'll be waiting. Anyway, so let's start off with this one. Do you think everyone in the trans community is respectful? The answer to, I personally think the answer to that is no, because I have met a few trans people who haven't been respectful. So I'll tell you a story. One trans person, there was something personal going on between me and him, really, and he decided to be a cunt about it, and he decided to call me by my birth name. He decided to call me a lesbian. He decided to say that just basically that I was a girl, and he was just being really, really disrespectful. He was just thinking he was better than me, and he was being so horrible towards me, basically. And yeah, so no, not all people in the trans community are respectful. You would have thought they would be, but they're really not, because you can get those really arrogant trans people who think that they're better than everyone else, and that will call you by your birth name and just be horrible to you, really. And it's just shit, because you're going through the same kind of thing, you're going through the same sort of feelings and a hard time, so I don't see why there is any point in being horrible about another trans person. Next question. I have to put this shoe on the bed. What advice would you give to someone questioning their gender? So, good voice. I probably would tell them to research, do a lot of research. Research the different genders. Research the gender spectrum, the terms for different genders. I would recommend reading maybe like personal stories, finding people who identify as a certain gender and maybe talking to them. Say, like, if you're questioning if you're trans, maybe go and speak to a trans person and explain how you're feeling, and basically ask them about their feelings and how they feel, and if they correlate, then you can relate, that's the word, you can relate to that. So yeah, I'd just say research, I really do. And if you're questioning your gender, which you have to change your pronouns, I would say get a close friend, tell them how you feel, and ask them to maybe call you different pronouns for a bit. If they aren't respectful of that, then obviously you can't really, but if they're going to be respectful and you think they will be, then well, they should be. If they're your friend, they should respect you no matter what, but ask them to call you different pronouns for a while and see how you feel about them. Next question. You're trans? ? Yes, I am. Oh my god, what? Yes, I know, I am trans, unfortunately. Also, when did you first realise you were trans? So this is quite a tricky one to describe. I described it in my last video, but I've always thought that I was a boy, but I just didn't understand it. So obviously I knew I was a girl, but I thought that I was a boy, and yeah. But I didn't realise that being transgender was a thing until 2 years ago. Summer 2 years ago. So probably about the end of July-ish. So yeah, it's just been about over 2 years. And some other trans person helped me because he described like being trans and stuff, and I was like, oh my god, I relate to that, blah blah. So I did more research, and I realised that I actually was trans. So it was about 2 years ago, so summer 2017. Next. Do you ever put like tissue or something down there to make it look like you have a ... Have a what? I don't know what you mean. I'm joking. So I think you mean packing. That's the actual description of it. So basically packing is where you put an object or something basically in your underwear, and it makes it look like you have a penis. Or just like a bulge, basically, that people can just assume it's a penis. So with that, you can buy actual packers. So you can buy them. They're usually made of like rubbery plastic material, and they fit into your underwear specifically. But they're quite expensive, so I don't do that. I actually use a pair of socks, because a pair of socks, you can't go wrong with a pair of socks. They're just like the right shape. They're quite cheap. You probably have a pair of socks anywhere lying around your house. If you don't, you're a weirdo, or you're a 40-year-old dad who wears flip-flops. So yeah, I just use a pair of socks. It works well. Sometimes I don't even pack because it's just irrelevant. But yeah, I use a pair of socks. It will never let you down, really. Next. Ew, it's a big one. So originally, Holly wrote, I would ask a question, but I think I asked them all. Laughing emoji, heart emoji. Thank you so much, Holly. But then she put, I actually thought of one. I haven't asked. How does it make you feel going through old pictures of yourself, and do you mind other people seeing them to show your progress, or rather people didn't? Obviously I post pictures, old pictures, so I obviously wouldn't mind people seeing my old pictures because I show them, so I put them on the internet. So if I'm showing, I'd put them on the internet, but I probably wouldn't like randomly go up to one of my friends and be like, look at this old picture of me, look how much I've changed, blah 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 blah. I wouldn't do that. I'd do more of a comparison picture on Instagram just to really show like the effect, but I wouldn't go up to one of my friends and show them a picture of me, because like, especially if I've been friends with them since that time, they might like get old memories of me back then and be like, some of them might be like, oh, I wish he was still like that. Obviously if one of you do that, then I'll say fuck off. But yeah, if I'm really close to them, then I probably would. But if I was just becoming friends with them, then no, I wouldn't want them seeing old pictures of me, because people can be accepting of trans people and you can tell them that you're trans, but then when you show them a picture before you transition, they can feel very weird, and something might change in their minds, so they might actually be like, oh my god, what? They're not trans, I don't see them as trans anymore, I see them as that now. And it just they might pick up on things that, like, oh, my face might still look like an old picture, so they might be like, oh, I still see him as a girl. But yeah, I don't really mind sometimes if I'm really close or if I'm posting them on Instagram. This one, please. Do you think being in a relationship makes dealing with dysphoria easier at times? I definitely think it does. My girlfriend is very supportive. She gives me a lot of confidence. She tells me all the time how good looking I look, and if I'm ever feeling dysphoric, then she will reassure me. She will be so lovely about it. Also, her family is probably one of the best things that have ever happened to me. I don't want to cry, but one of the best things that have ever happened to me, really. They've basically just supported me. They've taken me on board to their family, and basically I'm pretty much part of their family. They think so, and I think so, and I feel comfortable around them. When Alana told them I was trans, they were immediately supportive and understanding, and they seem to really like me, and being around them and them being really supportive, it alleviates my dysphoria, really. And obviously being with Alana alleviates my dysphoria so much. Being so comfortable around her, that helps with my dysphoria as well, because she's probably one of the only people that I can be completely comfortable around. And talking about trans things, I don't really, if one of my not very close friends brings up a topic about transness, then I get a bit uncomfortable, because I'm like, I don't really know what to say, because I don't know how much they know about being trans, because I don't want them to turn around and be like, what's that? And I don't want to drag on the conversation. But talking to Alana is like about trans issues and like how I'm feeling is like, it helps with my dysphoria a lot, because she supports me and understands me. Oh, I've got two then. Do you tell people you're trans or not, like in general life? If somebody asks me if I'm trans, if someone came up to me or messaged me asking me, are you trans, then I'd say yes. I wouldn't lie to them. I'd say yes. I'd say yeah, I am trans, and get on with it. But if I just met someone, if I made a new friend, I wouldn't be like, hello, I'm trans. Hi, I'm transgender. I would just not tell them until if we became closer, then I would tell them, and I thought that we'd have a friendship like in the future, then I'd probably tell them. But otherwise, if they didn't ask, I won't tell them. They didn't smell that bad, actually. I was expecting them to be a lot worse. Let's get one right at the toe end. Right. What made you want to change yourself? I don't even know how to, like, I was looking at this question for a long time and I was really thinking, do I actually answer it? But I thought I will. To the people who think that being transgender means that you've changed yourself, you are completely wrong. So, obviously I'm trans and I was born a female and I transitioned to a male. But I didn't change myself, and I didn't want to change myself. I have felt like it since I was born. I felt like a male since I was born, really. And I would never want to put this upon myself voluntarily, because it's honestly the hardest thing that anyone would ever go through. You want to die sometimes. It's a bit depressing. Very depressing, actually. That's a bit of an understatement. It's very depressing. It makes you very depressed. You are so self-conscious. I couldn't leave my house for 6 months because I was so anxious. I was so depressed. I couldn't go to school. You wouldn't want to put this upon yourself. So no, I didn't want to change myself. Nothing made me want to change myself. This is just who I am, and I can't change it. So I didn't change myself. What do you do to distract yourself when you're feeling dysphoric? So if my dysphoria is bad, then I probably listen to music. I usually talk to my mum, talk to my girlfriend. They both help alleviate dysphoria. I really like listening to music. It's very calming, and if I'm upset, then yeah, calming music's good. And if I'm angry, sometimes I get angry about being trans, then I probably will listen to like heavy rock music and stuff and just jam up to that, and it really helps. Also, dressing masculine, like for example, I wouldn't be wearing this if I was feeling dysphoric. I'd probably be wearing like a big hoodie or something that I just feel really comfortable in, and that helps when I'm feeling really dysphoric. And also, if my dysphoria is bad, but it's not like bad, I find singing really helpful. I just love singing. Singing helps when I'm upset, when I'm annoyed. It just helps. Feels like I can just let things out. Still got loads of these to go, to be honest. Have you started hormones? No, I have not started hormones. So I'm currently on the waiting list for the gender identity clinic, who are the people that prescribe you hormones. And I'm on the waiting list, and I've been on the waiting list for almost 2 years now, and I still haven't got an appointment, so I'll probably be going on the hormones maybe in about a year's time. But no, I'm not on hormones, unfortunately. I wish. TMI, Have you ever imagined what your dick, D-I-C, would look like if you were cis? I have actually, and I have come to the conclusion that I think my dick would be a whopping like 3 inches. It would probably be really, really shit. I think they would either be really small or like fucking massive, like a cucumber. Like, I don't know why I say cucumber, but massive. I actually still have like 3 or 4 left. What is the biggest misconception about trans people? I have quite a lot actually. So a lot of people think that if you're trans, you know you're trans from a very young age, and that is not the case. You can get people in their 70s who actually realise that they're trans. People who are, yes, you can get people who have known that they're trans since they were born and immediately come out as trans, but you can get people that don't actually know that they're trans until they're about 70. So you can get, there's loads of ages that you can come out as trans. There's not a specific age you have to know. Another one is when people have been on hormones, had all the surgeries they can have, like near like the end of their transition basically. People often think that that is the end of their dysphoria, that their dysphoria has completely gone and that they're completely happy. And this is not the case, because no matter what you do to yourself, hormones, surgery, you will still be trans. Unfortunately, hormones and surgery doesn't make you cis. You will always be trans, and you will always be that person. So there will still be dysphoria, maybe looking at your scars, remembering your past, looking at old pictures. There will still be dysphoria there. Obviously, it gets gradually less and less and less, but there will still be some dysphoria there. Next question. How did you tell your family? So, with my mum and sister, they're the people that I live with at home, I basically wrote them a letter. So I was going to a sleepover and my mum and sister were out before I went, so I decided to write them a letter, and I wrote the letter out and I put it on the kitchen table. They came home and basically my mum took me to the sleepover, came home, saw the letter, and then that was it really. So I had to come out, and I just basically put all my feelings into this one letter and just told her. With the rest of my family, so my extended family, like my nan, my granddad, my dad, my uncle, my cousins, my god family, my mum told them really, because I didn't really know when the best time was. I didn't know who to tell and who not to tell, so I kind of left it up to her, which it wasn't the best decision because I wasn't out to them for a long time. I came out in 2017, and my god family have only just known really. My mum has only just told them, and I would have loved it to have been sooner, but I didn't know when was the best time. I didn't know how to tell them. I just didn't know. But yeah, my mum told them for me. For God's sake. Can I smell your feet? Always. You don't even need to ask. How did your family react when you told them you're trans? My mum was shocked, but like not to the point where she, I don't really know how to describe it. She was shocked, but not shocked at the same time, because at the time she was like, oh my god, my child's changing, blah blah blah, but now she's kind of realised that that's not the case, and I'm still the same person. So at the time she was shocked, like she wasn't expecting it, but I've always been a little bit different from when I was younger, so it wasn't too much of a shock. My sister, she just kind of ignored it, and is currently still ignoring it to this day, so 2 years later she's still ignoring it. How fun for me. My nan, oh my god, my nan has been so accepting. She was like, as long as he's happy, I'm happy. I'll call him whatever he wants to be called. He's just my gorgeous grandson, that kind of thing. She's so cute, and she has been trying really hard. She's probably, after my mum, she's definitely one of the people that have been trying the most. Apart from that, no one's really reacted badly to it, so I couldn't really have asked for it to gone any better. Obviously, I could have asked for my sister. I could ask for my sister to be more supportive, because that is really hard. But there's not a lot I can do. I've tried all I can. So last question. I've got to pick it up. Why did I do that? How old were you when you came out, and how did you do it? Well, I've already explained how I did it, but I was 14. I was 14, so I am 17 in November, so I was 14. So that is the end of my questions. I bet you're so sad right now that that's the end, but I actually really liked doing this video. I really liked explaining and answering your questions. If anyone has any more questions, then you can just hit me up in my DMs, and if you want to see similar videos to this, like asking me questions videos, it doesn't have to be trans related, it can be anything, then comment down below or just give me a DM on Instagram. Also, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, give us a like, it would honestly mean the world to me. I am trying to get 300 by the end of the year, so I've got about 4 more months, September, October, November, December. I've got 4 more months to try and get 300, and I'm currently at like 115-ish, so I've got 285 left to go, which seems like quite a lot now that I'm saying that, but hopefully if I try really, really hard and promote myself, then hopefully I'll be able to, tell your friends about me, tell your family about me. I don't really care who you tell about me, but I just, if you think they'll like me, maybe recommend me to someone who is struggling with being trans or considering being trans, then maybe get them to subscribe. So thank you so much, guys. Comment video ideas or DM me video ideas if you have some. They can be as serious or as stupid as you like. I will do them if you want me to. So thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye, greaseballs.